Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to the Mañana Nomás morning check-in. All right, morning check-in of July 28th, 2020. It means the end of the month is coming, folks. And so if you're in business, how is end of month processing going for you? If you're in the power sports industry, well, let's turn that off. Uh, if you're in the power sports business, at the end of the month for your sales department's probably looking pretty good. I have heard some feedback from the field of just sales blowing up. I mean, actually to the point of like running out of inventory blowing up. So that is some really, really good, strong news. On the service training front, I know I've got at least one dealer that is looking at making some pretty substantial changes in, how they bid the work. Turned out through kind of a need assessment, kind of a phone call. We had determined that they weren't really bidding out work using a flat rate table. They were kind of guessing at things and guessing at things from the perspective of earning business from the customer to make it more affordable. And so we had to talk about that. And we said, hey, guessing at the labor, especially under guessing on the labor when you're paying technicians to do this work, is a very difficult proposition. So one of two things, either if you don't know, right, then you tell the customer, I'll have the technician get an estimate for me and we'll go from there. Or, uh, you know, I know that this sounds like I'm always trying to push something, but that program, Service Manager Pro, they've already got the flat rate tables from so many of the manufacturers. If you put that into your system, especially if you integrate it into your Lightspeed, you're able to do real estimates, right? And so what might cost up to $100 a month for integration with Lightspeed, $100 a month is nothing when you might sell an extra 300-400 hours of labor, depending on the size of your shop, from using a proper tool, right? But anyway, I digress. They are implementing a new way of bidding for the work. So that was one thing that had come up. And then the other thing was this particular shop was using technicians because they were paid hourly or salary. And so they weren't seeing the loss on the flat rate hour, if this makes sense. If you're in the business, you know what I'm talking about. So they weren't they weren't leveraging technicians from a flat rate perspective because they paid them hourly and salary. And so they had the technicians doing things that, quite honestly, other dealer employees should be doing, right? So that was interfering with the ability of the shop to create a sales and parts and labor sales number. And so, and a lot of owners, they'll say, oh man, an employee is an employee, a body's a body. I just need help unloading that truck. I just need these 5 motorcycles pushed around to the storage shed. I just need, and they're thinking in terms of just getting something done and leveraging people that are good at getting things done. But the problem is that those people that are getting things done are driving the bottom line to a major segment of your business. And so, repurposing other people to do the busy work that you used to give to your technicians is a big part of consulting with Mañana No Mas and trying to drive that sales number that we need from the service department. So that's exciting. The other thing that is exciting, and I want to make sure I get her last name right because I'm pretty sure it was Kennett. Yes, Kate Kennett. Just had a great, great introductory meeting with Kate Kennett. She's from the UK. She is a coach. She does coaching with, relationships and things like that. But she's also in the business leadership space. And so her and I connected via LinkedIn. Folks, if you're new to the Mañana No Mas morning check-in, then maybe you're not familiar with how I do this. But I go in through LinkedIn, I make connections with people. I offer all my new connections the ability to connect on a 15-minute kind of introductory call. And Kate is kind of unique because Kate said, sure, I'll schedule the 15-minute introductory call, but you know what? Let's take it up a notch and let's do Zoom. And then Zoom in my system is an automatic 30-minute meeting, right? So I said, hey, and that's the way I have it set up. And so I said, hey, congratulations. I took your advice. I upgraded our call. So now I've got you this space, right? So it's Zoom for 30 minutes instead of phone for 15. And we actually went over the 30 minutes. She's a very engaging, very personable person. And, I thought she had a good head on her shoulders. And so I wanted to make sure that I promote her and do what I can for her in that regard. When I meet with people on LinkedIn, it's not about selling Mañana no Mas or selling Kurt Von Onen. It's about the very beginning stages of a relationship, right? And who are you? Who am I? What do you do? How can I add value to you today? How can I add value to you this week? No money involved. How can I just add value to you, right? Can I give you words of affirmation? Can I give you a post up on LinkedIn? Can I share your website on my Facebook page? Things like that, and it's just simple stuff, but it works to start building that relationship. And folks, as you all know, as we've gone through the John Maxwell books, we've gone through Leadership now, right? Went through Leadership, and then we went through, boom, let me pull them out right here for you. Okay. We went through Leadership and we went through the 5 levels of leadership, right? And the next one is everybody communicates and few connect. And what you're pulling out of this is what John always says, John Maxwell, the author. He says, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And how do you gain influence? Well, you gain influence by growing your network, communicating with people, connecting with people, and then letting that connection grow into something that contains some form of influence. And so I am totally stoked to keep bringing you these morning messages. I hope that you find some inspiration in them. I really do. Later today, I'll probably put out another newsletter, right? So if you're not on the newsletter feed, you need to jump into that. That's on the homepage. You go to mañananomas.com, and then you click at the top where it says Academy. And on the front page of the Academy is a little form right there. It says join the newsletter, right? And so join the newsletter, and that'll keep you up to speed on things that are really, really timely or important or that have deadlines. A deadline that's coming up in just a few days is that we will be entering phase 3 of the Mañana no Mas fixed operations training module, right? So the phase 3 of the fixed operations training module takes the price from its introductory price of $1,495 and bumps it solidly up to $3,495. Now, I would love to take your money after August 1st, right? Because after August 1st, I get $3,495. But if you're in this circle now, if you're part of this program and you're seeing the morning check-in, now's the time to take advantage of this and get that trading spot held before August 1st, and you only pay $1,495. Now remember, we had phase 1 that was the beta level, right? People got in for free. We had a reduced curriculum, but people got in for free and they got to see how the system would work. When we went to phase 2, we increased the curriculum and we were enforcing the pay for training model to make sure that it worked, right? It's like a proof of concept. Does this work? Is there value in this? Are we generating value for dealers? And when I'm having live support calls that are giving people information to raise their business, $250,000, $300,000 a year, then we say, yes, that's definitely worth the cost of admission, right? Forget about, 6X and 10X, right? We're 100X your investment, right? So we put people into those categories and we said, okay, phase 1 worked, phase 2 worked. Now we're jumping to phase 3. Phase 3 is yet another increase in curriculum development, right? So there'll be some more courses added, right? And then after those courses are added, think about the community growing and the value of the peer-to-peer training in the biweekly support calls. So that generates that value. So that is phase 3. I'm currently working and storyboarding out what I think phase 4 will be. Phase 4 will be another price increase, right? So phase 4 will be another price increase, but it's going to come with a service writer, service manager certification program. And when we are able to certify service writers and service managers for the position, that's going to come with a little bit of stock, right? It's going to be like, hey, I've got a, Mañana no Mas certified service writer right here. I can help you out, right? And then that is, what does that mean? Well, that means that, you have an individual on the service counter that's been trained to communicate upstream, right, to management, to sales managers and parts managers and people like that. They're able to maintain their own leadership within their group, right? So the whole service fixed operations area is going to be maintained by that individual. And downstream, right, to customers and to clients and things like that, out away from the service counter, they'll be able to communicate in a way that, you know, holds value and generates value for your business. And so having a certified Mañana Nomás service writer and a Mañana Nomás service manager will bring that communication full circle at your service counter, make that the hub of your dealership, you know, for building relationships well past the sale of the unit for extended success, right? For success in perpetuity. And then beyond that, you know, comes the efficiency, the proficiency of running a service department, right? We talk about the service sales funnel, dispatching the work, working at a higher rate of efficiency, and making the technicians happier in the process. And so, you know, if you can reduce employee turnover and you can increase customer satisfaction, bada boom, bada bing, job is done. And so phase 3 starts August 1st. So, you know, the cost of this entry point goes to $3,495 per person per year after August 1st. So I just want to make sure we're super clear on that one. I know that August 3rd or 4th will roll around and I'll get 3 or 4 different dealer owners going, hey man, I want that deal from last month. And that deal from last month will have sailed. So, you know, and it sounds like I'm being mean. I'm not being mean. I mean, I put out almost a month's notice for this. So stick with us. We've got plenty more to come. There is more to come. See the fancy shirt? Yeah. Go to mañananomás.com and buy one. Now, if you go to shop, if you go to Mañana Nomás at the top where it says shop, you'll see that we have access to sell you the shirts. If you want a shirt, you know, and you're not willing to wait for one of our giveaways or to compete for a giveaway, and you just want to buy one and have it now, click on shop and you can go ahead and order a shirt. I'm going to be placing the books back in there, right? The service writing in black and white books will be back in there that I wrote. And that's that. Wow. You guys are doing awesome. Have yourself a great week and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.